Hey guys, we're here at the Mecum Bike Auction today here in Las Vegas at the South Point Casino. I try to come every year when they have it here. This is my third day here, so I've already been here for a while, but I thought I'd catch you guys up on some stuff for a little bit of YouTube so you guys can actually see what they have here. Lots of bikes. The bikes are bringing very good money. I've watched a couple of the Indian motorcycles bring almost 100,000. There's a couple Harley-Davidsons in here. A guy wants 200,000 for one. But they're unrestored, untouched, beautiful motorcycles. And there's so many in here. I'm personally looking for a pre-war Harley-Davidson, something about 1934. There's two of them here that I'm really kind of after. There's some 31s and a couple 37s that are pretty nice. But the 34's got my attention. But let's go walk around. I'll show you a couple of the bikes I really like. So it's a 1926 BMW, and they only made 850 of these. This is number 211. They only made them for like 3 years, so 2 years actually. So I'm assuming this bike's gonna bring a lot of money. Single cylinder 250, and then you jump over to these ones that got 2 cylinders on them right here, which are probably gonna bring a little bit more money, I would imagine. These Beamers were really actually ahead of their time. They're so clean and so cool. A lot of cast pieces. This cast piece back here, that's pretty cool. All cast aluminum. Got this little drive shaft right here. That is so cool. They're really kind of like a watch. They were building these things back in the day, it was like really ahead of its time. Look at the frame. It goes up above the tank right here. That tank's kind of set down in there, really cool. These are all like one right after another. It's a hell of a collection. Whoever owns this collection it's pretty awesome. $130, 40, 140, 50. So this is a 1948 Harley-Davidson. This bike is pretty rough. Like it's definitely seen its better days. Fender's a little jacked up. I mean, I'm sure it needs a bunch of work. I'm not even sure I did kick it over, and it does feel like it's got some compression, which is a good sign. I really like the flatheads. They're just so much easier to work on and mess with. I learned a little bit about a flathead when we were doing Vegas Rat Rods. We built a 43 flathead in a Harley-Davidson, and I learned a lot about the motor, so I'm actually really kind of a fan of them. But this is a really cool, unrestored, pretty roached out motorcycle that I could see myself owning because of that reason. But it's a really cool bike. So this one might be in my price range. I'm not sure. We're gonna find out today. So this one's a 1937 Harley-Davidson. I was really looking at this bike because it's unrestored. It hasn't been touched. It's an original motorcycle, which says it has like 2,167 miles on it. I don't know if those miles are correct, but the bike doesn't look too beat for as old it is. I mean, it's a 1937, right? So I found the guy and I got his phone number and I called him because I was very interested in it. And I was like, hey, do you know where your price is gonna be on this thing? Because here at the auction, they will lift the bid after a while and then they just run it open. Well, this bike right here, he's not gonna lift the bid off it until 200,000. So, I mean, you look at the bike, you don't think that it could be worth that kind of money, but with the right documentation, these bikes are bringing $150,000 to $200,000. He turned down $180,000 for it last year, so I'm just saying, that's pretty badass. I wish I had that in my living room. Okay, two of my favorite dirt bikes here at the show this weekend. This is one of my all-time favorite dirt bikes right here. It's a 1981 Maico 490. Angry motorcycle. These kind of petered down after 82 because they went to a monoshock, and once they went to the monoshock, it changed the ride of the bike and a lot of the guys wouldn't ride them no more, and it actually was so bad that it put Maico out of business. allegedly, is what the story is. But this was one of the last of the good ones. I would take one with a monoshock because they really didn't make that many of them. But these were a beast in the desert. I mean, I remember riding behind one of these. My dad was in front of me on a Maico, and I remember him kicking a huge rock up when I was like, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 years old on my little 80. And I seen that rock coming. I put my head down and bam, right off my helmet. But I'll never forget, it was from a Maico, and most of them come aluminum tank like this. These aluminum tanks actually polish out really nice. This is a 250. This is a bitchin' motorcycle. I seen one go this weekend, I think for over $20,000. So pretty badass. All right, this is a 1987 CR250. I actually own this bike. I bought this bike here. I talked to the guy that owned the bike, and it's an original, unraced 1987. The only thing that's been done is the front fender and rear fender, they've replaced. The fairings are original, the tank's original, the seat's been replaced, but the front left brake lever, the cable, all original, even down to the clamps here. These are original too. A lot of times they took these off and just zip tied them on. This is all an original thing. The rims are original, new tires. This would have been like something that Rick Johnson would have dominated back in '87. One of the coolest motorcycles I think ever produced right here. 86, 87 Honda CR250 is by far my favorite, but I can't wait to get this thing home and ride it. It's gonna be a blast. Really nice motorcycle. I'm glad I got this one. Okay, let's roll it out of here. That's perfect, man. Hell yeah. Okay, so I got my bike loaded up. I only walked away with one bike so far. Hopefully, I can get this thing home, fired up, and go rip it around the streets a little bit. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I've been wanting one of these for a long time. They're kind of getting harder to find anymore that haven't just been beat to death because they're so much fun to ride. Most people just beat them when they drive them or ride them. But anyway, I'm gonna get this thing home. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It was really cool. There was a ton of bikes in there. I wanted all of them, but I got nowhere to put them and no money to have them. So see you on the next one.